From today, Bhagavad Gita will be explained by short stories. The 7th chapter, Self-Knowledge, is explained in Story Now. In a small village, by the serene banks of the Kaveri River, lived a young man named Arjun. He was exceptionally intelligent, with a mind that never seemed to rest. He had devoured countless books, debated with scholars, and journeyed to distant holy sites. Yet, despite all his knowledge, a quiet dissatisfaction lingered within him. He'd often wonder, why am I still so disturbed? Premier que no sud-ouest mouche, bells away. One evening, whispers of an old sage reached him. This sage lived alone, deep in the forest beyond the river. It was said he spoke very little, but those who sought him out returned completely transformed. A new resolve sparked in Arjun. I must meet him, he decided. The next morning, Arjun arrived at the river's edge. The water was deep, its current strong and swift. A boatman stood there, a quiet smile on his face. Can you take me across? Arjun asked. The boatman nodded gently. I can take you halfway, he replied. Beyond that, you must walk. Confused but determined, Arjun agreed and stepped into the boat. As they glided across the water, Arjun couldn't help but talk about his vast learning, his pilgrimages, and his profound questions about life. The boatman listened in patient silence. Finally, as the boat slowed, he said, Knowledge carried only in the head is like water held in a closed fist. No matter how tightly you grip, it slips away. Remaining knowledge you have to experience, he concluded. Before Arjun could even process this, the boat reached the middle of the river. This is where I stop, the boatman announced. Arjun disembarked and swam the remaining distance and walked through the dense forest for what felt like hours, symbolizing experience. As dusk began to settle, he finally saw it a small, humble hut with a single lamp glowing warmly outside. Beside it sat the sage, his eyes calm as a still lake, his face radiant with an inner light. Arjun bowed deeply and poured out all his accumulated questions, his voice filled with urgency. Swamiji, what is truth? Who am I? Why does suffering persist even when one knows so much? The sage didn't answer directly. Instead, he gently pointed to the lamp and asked a simple question. Tell me, what gives light here? The lamp, Arjun replied, a little puzzled. And what gives power to the lamp? The sage continued. The oil and the flame, Arjun said. The sage smiled, a knowing and compassionate smile. You are like this lamp, Arjun. Your body is the lamp, and your mind is the flame. But the oil is self-knowledge. Without it, the light of true understanding cannot last. He continued softly, his voice like a gentle breeze. Many people know about the world, but very few know the source of the world. Many worship different forms, but only a handful seek the formless truth that lies behind all of them. You search outside, the sage explained, his gaze piercing Arjun's soul. But the one you seek is already within you as awareness, as consciousness itself. Suddenly, a verse from the Bhagavad Gita echoed in Arjun's mind, the words of Krishna, among thousands of people, one may seek me truly. And among those seekers, only one truly knows me in essence. In that precise moment, something shifted. Arjun understood. It wasn't an intellectual understanding from a book. It was deep, experiential knowing that resonated through his entire being. Then the sage did something unexpected. He calmly reached out and extinguished the lamp. Complete darkness enveloped them. Where is the light now? The sage asked into the blackness. Arjun instinctively closed his eyes. And in that inner darkness, he felt it a deep, profound stillness, an awareness within him, a presence that was untouched by the absence of light. Tears began to stream down his face, not of sadness, but of pure realization. The light is here, he whispered, placing a hand over his heart. The sage nodded, his face invisible, but his presence powerful. That, he said, is the difference between knowing the truth and becoming the truth. When Arjun returned to his village, the world around him was exactly the same. The river flowed, the people worked, the sun rose and set. But inside him, everything had changed. He still lived his life, spoke with others, and did his work, but now he did so without the heavy burdens of attachment, fear, or pride. He had finally learned the greatest lesson. True enlightenment isn't about knowing God as some distant idea, but about realizing the divine as your own deepest self. Remember, self-knowledge is the highest knowledge. When you truly know you, the world no longer binds you, it serves you. Thanks for watching, and if this story resonated with you, please subscribe our channel Wisdom today for more.